Hello Home Slices, it's Kiara with Home Slice Adulting, and I'm coming to you with my very first makeup haul. Now this makeup haul is going to be featuring cosmetics from both CVS and BH Cosmetics, and I'm super excited because now that I am older, I would like to have, you know, a professional look, a fresh face look, like upscale event look, a date night look. I just want to have more makeup skills in my repertoire, and I figured that I would invest some money in some really good cosmetics. So just to let you guys know, we're going to do the drugstore haul first. All of the items came from CVS, and I will be listing the prices. However, for the BH Cosmetics portion of the haul, I won't be listing prices because BH Cosmetics is already so inexpensive and they have so many different sales. I'm going to apologize for the little focus issue. This is my first video where I have to show you guys stuff, like the whole video, so bear with me and my camera. Now first we'll start off with all of the CVS products. Now here I have my facial moisturizer. Moisturizing your face is super important, so I got the Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue Daily Hydrating Lotion, and this item was actually half price, so I will put the full price down below here. So not only does this lock in moisture for 24 hours, it is also a sunscreen. So that's great. Next up, we have the CVS brand Beauty 360 Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. And one of the reasons that I never really got into makeup is that I hated to have to take it off before I went to bed. I just want to come home and get in the bed, but now that I have the eye makeup remover, it should make it that much easier. Next up, we have the Revlon Color Stay Translucent Finishing Powder. Now, something that I have seen from a lot of makeup YouTubers is that they use some type of setting powder to keep their makeup from moving. Next up, I got like a beginner pack of false lashes. Now, if any of you have already watched my Trichotilla Mania video, you know that I struggle with a compulsive disorder to pull out my eyelashes. Now, one of the things that I am going to be doing to stop myself from pulling out my eyelashes is wearing false lashes. And I'll put a link down below for a tutorial that a cancer patient did of her applying her lashes without having any lashes because she had lost them from the chemo and radiation. But I do plan on using her techniques in her tutorial to apply these until my lashes are full enough to use the lashes properly. But this kit has a little tool to help apply the eyelashes. They're like a set of tweezers, and there's also eyelash adhesive. So I got a little beginner kit. Next up, I have the Garnier Skin Active Blackhead Eliminating Scrub. You guys, I have blackheads really bad on my nose, so I'm really concerned with getting rid of those. But this scrub unclogs pores and clears up your complexion. And because it's the same product line as my moisturizer, I figured they would go pretty good together. So I'm going to be using this daily in the shower. If you want to save time and not get all of the water all over your sink, make sure you use your facial cleanser in the shower. And the last item that I got from the drugstore is a Makeup Academy Professional Fan Brush. As you'll see later, I did purchase some brushes from BH Cosmetics, but the brushes did not include a fan brush. And I just love the way this applies highlighter, and I figured this was a brush that I had to add to my collection. So that is all for the CVS portion of the makeup haul. And now the part that probably all of you have been waiting to see is the BH Cosmetics portion. So for the BH Cosmetics portion of this haul, we're gonna get started with the lips. Now, lipstick is something that I love seeing on other people, but that I haven't really experimented myself. So I'm gonna try it out. First, let's start with the lip liners that I purchased. Now the lip liners here, there are 3 different ones. I have them in the colors Spiced, Rosy, and Rouge. And you can all see they're kind of red and have red undertones. This one is really dark. You'll see why I chose these colors when I show you guys the other lip palette that I purchased. So the next and last thing that I purchased for my lips is this nude lips palette with 28 different lip colors. Now if you guys see that it is very nude, which I love. They did have another 28 lip palette, but the colors were a little bit extreme. I'm a big fan of nudes and earth tones, so I felt like this was a safe choice without being too safe. So I'm really excited to see what they'll look like on my skin tone and how I can mix them up and make different hues. So I'm super excited about this. I'm probably most excited about this lip palette. Next up, we move on to the face. So this is something that I'm actually a little nervous about, and this is the waterproof concealer jumbo pencil. And as you can see here, it is in the color Olive, and I think I did a good job with matching it. Whenever I see YouTubers apply concealer on their face, it's like a couple shades lighter than their skin, so I think this was a really good pick. You guys, it's hard to pick the right colors for yourself online. So next up, we have the BH Cosmetics Multitasking Perfecting Primer Stick in the color Perfect Medium. Now, I have never used primer before, but the idea behind it sounds sound. You guys can see here, like I said, I've never used it before, so the cap is still on, but this is the color of the primer. It confused me when I saw that this primer stick had color, but I chose Perfect Medium, and hopefully it'll be a perfect medium. We'll see. Now there's no way that we can talk about makeup for the face without talking about foundation. So the lighter one that I chose is in the color Sand, and it's M2 Sand. You guys see that? I feel like this is gonna be my main one, but the darker one that I got is the D1 Hazelnut. And if you compare the two right next to each other, there's not a whole lot of difference, but this one is a little bit darker. And if you look at both of them next to my face, it looks like they could both be a match. I may be able to mix them together to find the perfect foundation. So next up, I have the Contour and Blush Kit number 2. As you can see here, this is a large palette. There are 6 different colors, and contouring is something that I'm really excited to try. I'm a big fan of blush, so I'm excited to use this palette too. So the last thing we're gonna talk about for the face is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Makeup Setting Spray. I have never used setting spray before, and I am excited because my eyeshadow especially moves around a lot on my face, and I need it to be a little bit more stable, so I'm excited to use this. So now we move on to eyes. Now I am super excited about this. This is the 5th edition 120 color eyeshadow palette, and this one is awesome looking. I'm gonna show you guys the back because it shows both the palettes that are included in here. There's 60 on each one for 120 different colors. The reason that I chose this palette was mainly for this this full 60 palette right here, because like I said, I like earth tones and the kind of nude tones, and some of the other palettes had bright colors that kind of frightened me. So I felt like this was a really safe choice and a safe option, and I'm all for saving money, so if I can get 120 eyeshadows for the price that I got them for, I will never have to buy eyeshadow ever again. So next up, I have the Carly Bible eyeshadow and highlighting palette, and as you'll see here, the 4 large pans at the bottom are all highlighter, and the top 10 pans are all eyeshadow. And so I like this one as well because a lot of the eyeshadows are kind of earth tones, and highlighter is something that I have never used and I'm really interested in using. And there's a mirror at the top that I'm you know, hiding behind my hand so you guys don't get blinded by the glare. Now I do wear glasses, but I want my eyes to pop, and I have the Studio Pro waterproof eye primer for that. I hear eye primer helps your eyeshadow to stick better. So I'm excited to use this so my eyeshadow won't shift around, which is definitely a problem for me. Now, next up I have BH Cosmetics liquid eyeliner in pen form, and I have the colors black and brown. Now for my brows, I have the Flawless Brow Pencil and the Flawless Brow Highlighter. Now brows are something that a lot of makeup gurus on YouTube really take a lot of care with, and that's something that I've never really done that often. Mine are threaded right now and they're pretty fresh, but one of the things I really love is when the gurus use, they highlight their eyebrows. They usually use concealer, but instead of concealer, I'm gonna use the Flawless Brow Highlighter. It is two-sided, and there is a shimmery side, and then there's also kind of a matte side for a more of a matte look. So that's what I'm going to be going for. I love the way pronounced brows just really make your makeup pop. And lastly, for my eyes, I have the BH Cosmetics BH Bliss Lash. You might be asking, you don't have any eyelashes, why would you use mascara? But I am on my way to growing back my eyelashes, and plus I'll need these for my false lashes. So yeah. Next up, these are all just kind of accessories for doing my makeup. So first up we have the BH Studio Pro Makeup Brush Cleaner, and this is a 5.98 fluid ounce bottle that has a spray nozzle, and we don't want any nasty brushes because next up we have my very first like full makeup brush set, and like I said earlier, I had to purchase the fan brush from somewhere else. Here is a 10 brush set, and I have like a screenshot of what all of these brushes are for, and I'll definitely need it because I would use any of these brushes for anything, and I just want to make sure I use them for the right purposes. So it has a little case that it comes in, and I'm excited about it. Next up we have the Jewel magnifying makeup mirror. I really am not a big fan of the color of this makeup mirror, but I really did need one that stood up on its own, so I decided to purchase a new makeup mirror, and it has a 10 times magnification on one side to make, you know, your face bigger, and then it has a regular side just like any other makeup mirror, but I definitely needed one. Next up I have eyelash curlers. Like I said, right now I don't really have that many eyelashes, or they aren't very long, but when they do grow long, I do have a curler to curl them, and also to I guess help curl the false lashes. Do you curl the false lashes? You probably rip them off. I'll need this for the days when I want to wear my regular lashes as opposed to putting on false ones. Next up we have the BH Cosmetics Pencil Sharpener. As you saw, I bought a lot of pencils. I have the brow pencil and the lip pencils and the jumbo concealer pencils. So I just bought a sharpener, a makeup sharpener from BH as well. Now this is my knockoff beauty blender. It's called the BH Studio Pro Beauty Sponge. As you can see, it's purple. I've heard that you can't really tell the difference between a knockoff and a real beauty blender unless you have a real beauty blender, and because I'm too cheap to purchase one, this will have to do. And the very last thing I have is the BH Cosmetics Quick Change. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. So it comes in this tin. If you open up the tin, inside there is a spongy material. Now, I don't know if you can see it that well, but you can press it down pretty good. And what you do with this is, if you are using the same brush for different color eye shadows or blush or whatever you're using, whatever powder that you're using, you take your brush after you have already applied one color. You swipe it, I believe in a circular motion, and the sponge gets rid of all of the powder that's on the brush, so that when you dip your brush into the next color, there's no residual powder from the previous eyeshadow that you use. So it makes your brush like new every time. It does not sanitize your brushes, but it does make sure that you don't transfer dark powder to light and vice versa. So there was one thing that I forgot to mention. I also purchased the BH Cosmetics Perfecting Concealer that came in like a little wheel with 5 different color correctors and concealers, but they messed up my order and instead gave me the Brow Defining Kit. It's a trio for eyebrows and it's in the color light. Now I'll never use this because my eyebrows are black and very dark. So I've already contacted them about actually getting me the concealer that I ordered instead of this. So I guess I'll put a little update on the bottom about their customer service and how quickly they got back to me on this. So that's all, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or anything, check the links down below in the description box. I will have a link for all of the BH Cosmetics products. All of the CVS products you can just go to your local drugstore and see. And thank you guys for watching. If any of you have used these products before and you love them or you hated them, leave a comment down below. Thanks. Peace out. Also, be on the lookout for something that I am going to be calling a struggle tutorial. I have no makeup experience whatsoever besides just putting on a little bit of eyeshadow and some powder foundation. So I'm going to be trying a few makeup looks, and because I'm going to be struggling through them, I'm going to call it a struggle tutorial. So look out for that.